We talked about it going into play today that this was going to be a tough one for the Raptors, right? Obviously, the Boston Celtics, a very different Celtics team since the last time we saw them, where they had been reeling, they had been playing very good basketball, and the Raptors did beat them. So we're all like, whoa, that's one of the best wins of the year. That is crazy. Tatum, Brown in the lineup, awesome stuff. Going into play today, yeah, the Celtics had won 5 in a row, 41-16, 9-1 in their last 10. You knew it was going to be tough. However, the Raptors kept this thing tight all game long. There were points where it could be a blowout, and it didn't look great. At one point, you were down by 17, and you're like, oh God, this could get ugly so fast. But the intensity from Scotty Barnes led the charge there. And also, I just, what did I talk about in the last game? Or was it the game before that? I think it was the game before that when they lost. I said, if you're going to lose games, make them entertaining. Show me effort. Show me that you're trying. Show me that you give a damn. And they did. After a minus 11 first quarter, it was not pretty whatsoever for the Raptors. They lose the second quarter by 1. You're down 12 at the break. It's not great. You lose the third quarter by 1. You're down 13 going into the fourth. And you're thinking, okay, well, it is what it is. But again, they've hung around. It hasn't been a complete blowout. They've been fighting, clawing, not giving in. They win the fourth quarter by 3. They lose by 10. I'm just spitting all over. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited because the Raptors are actually an entertaining watch now. And not that, again, very small stretch of the season where you're losing by 30 every night. Can't be happening. And if you're going to tank, and if you're going to lose games, look, let's be honest. Who expected to win this game? Not many of us, right? And you didn't, but they put up a really good effort. And I got to say, I applaud them for that. What is the main reason they lost today? It's pretty obvious. Couldn't make a 3 to save their freaking life. That's the storyline. The intensity from Scotty defensively, they only shot 29% from three-point range. Let me go to the Boston Celtics team stats. Where do they sit in three-point shooting? They are 17th in field goal percentage and first in makes. That was field goal percentage, They are 10th in three-point percentage and first in makes. They take a ton of threes. They took 51 today. But you held them to 29% from three. However, with the amount of volume they took, they made 15 threes. Where the Raptors, 5 for 33. I think there's the reason you lost this game. A 30-point math. Yes, 30-point discrepancy when it comes to the difference maker there. And you lost by 10, right? And you look at the guys who took the 3. Scotty, 0 for 5. Manuel quickly, a rare, really bad off night for him shooting the 3. He was 0 of 6. Grady, 0 of 2. Mogba, 0 of 2. RJ, 1 of 5. Jamal Shed, Jacoby Walter, and Chris Boucher, all 0 for 2s. Ochai Agbaji went a perfect 2 for 2. So that's the main reason you lost this basketball game. They played some really good, entertaining ball. They turned the Celtics over 14 times. They won in points in the paint, 68-54. They did a fine job in certain aspects, but the inability to make the 3 was the problem today. And that's, well, you know what? I'm fine with that at this point of the year. We know where we're going to be. Look, you lose one more game, you're guaranteed not, well, I guess the only way you do it is if you run the table. You lose one more game, you have to go perfect the rest of the way just to get to 500. It's not going to happen. So we're at that point of the year where quality losses like this matter. And let's get to these players' stats, okay? Shall we? Scotty Barnes, as I mentioned, led the charge. RJ shot really good as well. But Scotty Barnes, for me, led the way with the energy, the enthusiasm, just the effort from minute 1 to minute 48. He played 34 minutes, and he looked awesome. 21 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 of 14 shooting, 7 of 9 from the free throw line. And look, the three-point shot has been the only thing I've looked at when it comes to Scotty's career so far that hasn't taken that leap. The mid-range game has gotten there. You always know what he can do in the paint. And defensively, he's always guarding the toughest matchup. You know what you're getting there. How did the big guys do? Tatum shot 7 of 18. And I believe that was probably their matchup there. He shot 3 of 12 from 3. Not great. I just thought he played an awesome game. Had 2 steals in the game. Sure, he was a -6, but in the game you lost by 10, I thought he played a good game. I really, really did. RJ Barrett, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 10 of 16 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line. I'm not going to read the 3-point shot stats because we already talked about all this stuff. Had a steal in the game, dash 15 on the floor. Not great. Jonathan Mogul played 21 minutes, dash 14. Not great. IQ, again, a really off night from him, and not Davion Mitchell. 10 points, 6 boards, 7 assists. Again, he did have the 7 dimes as well, so the shot wasn't falling, but he was facilitating. 4 of 13 shooting, 2 of 3 from the line. As I mentioned, 0 of 6 from 3. -3 on the floor. So again, in a game where you lost by a bunch, or lost by 10, Scotty was a -6, Q was a -3. You'll take that, but you want to see, look, this NBA nowadays, you got to make threes. And if you're not going to do that, you're probably not going to win many games. A lot of the mid-range stuff, that's where Brandon Ingram's like, he's a mid-range guy. It's going to get interesting. However, he does shoot the 3 at a decent rate, so that's going to be interesting. Grady Dick, 12 points on 4 of 10 shooting, 2 of 7 from 3, had a couple steals. Team low? Yeah, team low, -16 in 32 minutes for Grady. And off the bench, nobody really stood out because nobody even hit double figures. We had 8 points from Ochai, 6 from Jamal Shed, 6 from Jacoby Walter, 8 from Chris Boucher, and 4 from Orlando Robinson. That's all you got. I don't need to talk about this game anymore because we all know what happened. They couldn't make a 3. All right? Enough said. On to the next one. And it's a back-to-back as the Raptors they go to Indiana, to take on the Pacers. I believe are red hot, aren't they? No, they were hot at one point here recently, I believe. Let me quickly check that schedule because they had won 3 straight going into play. Was that yesterday against Denver? They beat the Clippers, the Grizzlies, which are some tough opponents. They've been all right, but they're one of the top seeds. They're 5th in the Eastern Conference. They're a good team on the road. It's going to be a tough one on the second night of a back-to-back as well. 7 o'clock tip-off there tomorrow night. Look, give me a good effort like tonight and maybe pick up the loss. And hey, it's a positive sign for the night. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and I guess the game and the result, because I guess we're not opposed to some else. Hit the like button. Do appreciate it. The subscribe button. You guys not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and of course TikTok is down below, so follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition very shortly. Boy, what a game in Boston tonight. We'll talk about that very shortly as they came back to win 5-4 in overtime. And Blue Jays edition Sunday, recapping this past week's games. And obviously, like I said, tomorrow night in Indiana against the Pacers, 7 o'clock tip-off there in the second night of back-to-back. Going to be a tough one. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game this evening. Talk to you guys then.